Many men assume intimacy begins the moment two people enter a bedroom. In reality, genuine connection starts much earlier. Long before passion takes center stage, there are subtle moments that create trust, comfort, and emotional closeness. What many men never realize is that certain overlooked areas of a woman's body can communicate far more than attraction when approached with care. They can strengthen emotional bonds, deepen trust, and create memories that linger long after the moment has passed. Most people focus only on physical chemistry, but true intimacy is built through attention, patience, and understanding. Stay with me because we're about to explore 7 meaningful areas that can help create a deeper connection with a woman. And the third one may completely transform the way you think about intimacy. Welcome back to Talia Talks Love. Today we're exploring how small, intentional gestures can help you connect with a woman on a level that goes far beyond physical attraction. By understanding these often overlooked areas, you can create a sense of trust, comfort, and emotional closeness that many people never experience. The first area is the back of her neck, where the hairline meets the upper neck, positioned between what she can see and what she cannot. This spot naturally carries a sense of vulnerability. Because she cannot easily watch your movements there, any touch in this area requires a foundation of trust. A slow, thoughtful kiss placed at the nape of her neck is about much more than physical sensation. It can create a feeling of emotional warmth and security. Research suggests that this region contains numerous nerve endings connected to sensory and emotional processing. In other words, when approached gently, it can evoke feelings that reach beyond the surface. Many men make the mistake of rushing. They approach intimacy as something to conquer rather than something to cultivate. But this area responds best to tenderness rather than intensity. Imagine gently moving her hair aside, pausing for a brief moment, and placing a soft kiss there. That simple action can communicate something powerful without a single word. It says, "I notice you, I value you, I'm paying attention." That kind of presence leaves a lasting impression because it helps her feel safe. And when a woman feels emotionally secure, she becomes more comfortable opening up and sharing deeper parts of herself. The second area is just behind her ear. It may seem insignificant, but it carries remarkable emotional power. The skin in this region is highly sensitive, and gentle attention here often creates feelings of closeness and affection. Think about how often the ear is associated with private moments. It's where secrets are whispered, laughter is shared, and meaningful words are spoken softly. A gentle kiss behind the ear can feel incredibly personal because it enters a space connected with intimacy and trust. This isn't a place for dramatic gestures. In fact, the greatest impact often comes from subtlety. Sometimes the smallest actions create the strongest emotional response. A gentle kiss behind her ear while sharing something sincere can create a wave of warmth that extends far beyond the moment itself. There is no need to impress or rush. Simply being present and allowing the moment to unfold naturally often has a far greater effect. What many women remember isn't necessarily the kiss itself, it's how the experience made them feel. Feeling truly seen, appreciated, and understood creates an emotional impression that lasts. The third area is surprisingly small, but incredibly meaningful: her inner wrist. Unlike areas commonly associated with attraction, the wrist carries a different kind of significance. It feels less about desire and more about appreciation. Beneath the delicate skin lies her pulse, a quiet reminder of her rhythm, her energy, and her emotional state. A gentle kiss on the inner wrist can communicate thoughtfulness in a way that words sometimes cannot. It says, "I notice the details, I respect your pace, I'm paying attention." That is what makes it so powerful. Studies in psychology suggest that touch in this area can increase feelings of emotional awareness and connection. While the physical sensation is subtle, the emotional message can be profound. What elevates this gesture is the intention behind it. You're not rushing ahead or trying to prove anything. Instead, you're demonstrating patience and presence. You're showing that you're comfortable slowing down and appreciating the moment. Picture yourself holding her hand during a meaningful conversation. You pause, look at her, and gently kiss her wrist. There's nothing aggressive about it, nothing performative. It's a gesture rooted in respect, and genuine respect is something people rarely forget. The fourth area is the hollow near her collarbone. Situated close to the heart both physically and symbolically, this area carries a unique emotional significance. A slow, careful kiss here often feels deeply personal because it combines vulnerability with affection. When a woman already feels comfortable with you, attention to this area can strengthen the sense of emotional closeness between you. It communicates admiration, appreciation, and genuine care. The key is timing. This is not a gesture meant to be rushed. It works best when trust is already present and the emotional atmosphere feels relaxed and genuine. The fifth area is the inside of her elbow. It's unexpected, often forgotten, and surprisingly sensitive. Because it is rarely given attention, a gentle kiss here can feel uniquely personal. More importantly, it shows that you're paying attention instead of following a predictable routine. You're responding to the moment rather than relying on assumptions. That level of attentiveness matters. When someone feels genuinely noticed, the connection naturally becomes stronger. It's not about the location itself as much as what your attention communicates. You're showing curiosity rather than expectation. You're showing care rather than habit. And that difference is often felt immediately. The sixth and seventh areas are her stomach and her hip bones. These areas deserve special consideration because many women feel vulnerable about them. For that reason, they should never be approached without trust, comfort, and emotional connection already established. When treated with gentleness and respect, these areas can communicate acceptance in a powerful way. The message isn't about physical attraction alone. It's about saying, I appreciate all of you, not just the parts you confidently show the world. That message can be deeply meaningful. These are not areas to rush toward. They are places that require patience, understanding, and genuine emotional connection. When approached thoughtfully, they can create feelings of trust and closeness that remain in memory long afterward. Here's an additional gesture that requires no kiss at all, yet can be just as meaningful. Place your hand gently on her lower back. This simple action often carries a surprising amount of emotional significance. The lower back is a place where many people unconsciously carry tension, stress, and responsibility. A calm, reassuring touch there can communicate support without speaking a single word. It quietly says, I'm here with you. It says you don't have to handle everything by yourself. Think about a slow dance. When a woman relaxes into your hand and leans closer, it isn't choreography creating that feeling. It's trust, it's comfort, it's the sense that she feels secure in your presence. Small, non-sexual gestures often have a greater emotional impact than people realize. A supportive touch on the lower back can create feelings of reassurance, stability, and connection. Sometimes the simplest actions communicate the strongest messages. When she naturally leans into that touch, it often reflects a level of comfort that cannot be forced. It happens because she feels safe enough to relax. That's what genuine emotional connection looks like. Before we finish, let's bring everything together. True intimacy is never created in a single moment. It doesn't suddenly appear when physical attraction enters the picture. Instead, it develops through countless small experiences that make a person feel valued, understood, and emotionally secure. A woman's body is more than physical form. It carries memories, emotions, vulnerabilities, and experiences. Every thoughtful gesture has the potential to communicate something meaningful when it comes from a place of genuine care. From the back of her neck to the space behind her ear, from her wrist to her collarbone, from the inside of her elbow to her stomach and hips, these areas represent more than places to touch. They represent opportunities to communicate without words, opportunities to say, I notice you, I respect you, I appreciate you, I choose you. Those messages often leave a deeper impression than passion alone. They create trust, they build closeness, they strengthen emotional bonds, and they remain long after the moment itself has passed. The most important thing to remember is that none of this is about tricks, techniques, or manipulation. It's about being present. It's about slowing down enough to truly pay attention. It's about understanding that meaningful connection grows through care, patience, and genuine respect. Every thoughtful touch, every intentional pause, and every moment of sincere attention contributes to something much larger. It creates emotional depth. It creates trust. It creates memories. Even a simple hand resting gently on her lower back can communicate reassurance more effectively than an elaborate speech. It sends a clear message. I've got you. You matter. You don't have to carry everything alone. That is the essence of intimacy. That is what emotional connection feels like. And that is what helps a woman feel genuinely valued. So remember, meaningful connection is never about performance. It is about authenticity. It is about approaching her with patience, attentiveness, and sincere care. When you understand the importance of these subtle moments and treat them with respect, you create far more than attraction. You create comfort, trust, and a bond rooted in emotional understanding. If this message resonated with you, be sure to like the video, subscribe to Talia Talks Love, and turn on notifications so you never miss future insights. And in the comments below, write the word cherish if this connected with you, because that single word captures the heart of everything we've discussed today. Cherish her, see her, value her, because meaningful connection begins where genuine attention meets sincere care.